Hello fellow YouTubers, this is Green Mama and I am going to show you my newborn stash. When I first started cloth diapering, I went into a store and it was just a simple cloth diaper store. I talked to the lady and tried to figure out what I want. I didn't know anything about cloth diapering other than research, so she showed me all the covers and I decided to go with the newborn Rumparooz. They have rise snaps on them, so you can adjust the different heights. When you first start out, depending on the size of your baby, they'll probably be pretty small. And they're really cute. So they have different prints. So I got 5 of those in the snap. And then I didn't know if I was going to like the Aplex or not, so I did get a couple of those. These were really nice at nighttime just because they were easier. And pretty much newborn babies don't typically squirm around. And then I also really liked this print. And I got some Thirsties size ones. And these supposedly fit newborn and up. They were a little large and they do have rice snaps for later. I used this up until I think he was like 8 months old. So they did start working about, I would say 2 months. And my baby was 6 pounds, 12 ounces. So, I mean, he was a little bit on the smaller side. So it took a couple of months before he fit these. But these worked out really well. What I really like about these is they have no staining. And typically you're going to get staining here in the gusset. These have a double gusset, which is 2 pieces of elastic that actually helps keep the poo in. So I typically used these covers at first. And then obviously when I ran out. However, the Thirsties, they kind of pilled a little bit and then they also stained. And it could be just these are white, whereas the other ones have more color to them. I just really preferred the Rumparooz for newborn. However, the size 1 I do not like on him now. These ones are nice because they have this little stretchy material for the umbilical cord. And they have them on all of the newborn ones. So it comes down a little bit. They just fit better. These ones, they just didn't last, and you can tell that obviously it's not stretchy anymore and it's stained pretty badly. I've used peroxide, I've used all the tricks. I've tried sunning them and, they're just worn. I definitely will still use these. I mean, there's nothing wrong. And stains don't typically bother me. I did like the Velcro on these ones because they're a little bit bigger. And I didn't have any problem with them not sticking. Although they do get the little, pieces in there. When you wash them, you definitely want to wash them with your cloth diapers and hang dry them. That will help them last a lot longer, and I didn't ever have any issues with the Aplex working. So I also got, I believe, 24 of the OsoCosy Infant BetterFit. And by BetterFit, I actually have a regular infant. They're the same width, but you notice that it's longer. So basically what that does is when the cover is open, one second. When the cover is actually open, it fits. It's hard to do this with one hand. It actually fits in there. However, that's when they get older. When you first start out with an infant, and I looked into using snappies, but honestly, I found that it just wasn't necessary. I just kind of did the newspaper fold, which is taking the top 2 in, putting baby's bum here, folding it up, and then folding these in. Now, I would just personally hold these. It's really hard to do this with one hand. It's very simple. Like, it's a simple fold. You have these all flat. You put them down. You fold them between their legs and you pull it up. I didn't have any problems with leaking with the Rumparooz because they had that double gusset. However, some poo did get on here, and I would just rinse them off. Breast milk is water soluble. And even if it doesn't matter if you're breastfeeding or not, you can just rinse these off and hang dry them. So I would do that by hand in between washings, and I didn't have any problems because they definitely go through quite a bit. I believe I washed every day and a half with 24 pre-folds at first, but then once he started tapering off, I didn't need so many. So shortly after we went through these and he started fitting into these, I found a lady online that was destashing. Actually, they were brand new. Some of them still had the tags on them. I think she tried to do it like once or twice, so she just gave up. Anyway, I bought all of these covers, and these are the Thirsties. Earlier I said I liked the thicker Aplex. These ones, they just didn't hold up as well. Like they frayed. Like it's all bumpy, and I tried to comb this out as much as possible to get it, you know, ready for the next child we have. But they still work. It's just once they figure out how to start taking their diaper off, they will. So, I got about 30 of these, and I believe there's 6 or 7 there. Oh, more than that. I did get all of those from her. I did purchase a Thirsties size 1 with the snaps. They're not my favorite. Because whereas these ones have 2, I feel like it lays flatter on baby's tummy, whereas this kind of folds a little bit and pulls. I even tried to adjust out, and it just didn't work so well. Obviously it kept everything in there. There was no issues. These did, again, the Thirsties did stain. I never had any leaks with any of these. The only time I ever had a leak is if somebody put the diaper on incorrectly. I also got, I believe, they come in packs of 6. So I got 24 of these OsoCosy wipes that I just put in a wipe container. So for my newborn stash, again, to start out, 24 of these, at least 8 covers. And you can use, so I did find out that like OsoCosy makes the biodegradable liners. It was nice for cleanup, but if you are breastfeeding, you can just put it into the wash. You don't have to like scrape anything off. So I was kind of like weirded out about that at first, but once I realized that they got really clean, there was really no issue. I don't even know why I was grossed out, but you know when you just don't know. The difference with like these ones longer, obviously the better fit better. However, if you have a longer baby, the regular infant might work a bit better because you'll have a little bit more length to fold up. Sometimes if it was a little bit too tall, I would just fold this in like that and then put it up on my son. And then obviously fold the corners in. You can use a snappy, but these were so secure that I didn't need to. I just would put it on him, hold it, snap or Velcro them, and they stayed on just fine. Never had any leaks. The only time I ever had a leak is when I had to use a disposable diaper. So a lot of people think, does it really save you money? Honestly, I feel like I do less laundry with diapers, which is only an extra load every couple of days, as opposed to a stack of clothes that have gotten dirty because, you know, you're constantly having blowouts. So obviously you don't need this many. I got more just because I would like the cute prints, and I couldn't, obviously it was such a great deal. So there's so many cute prints that, I mean, like the wildlife ones. Those are my favorite with the little deers, and there's like a little bunny on there. You know, there's stars and little fire truck on his rump. You know, they're very cute. You can get into all the prints and whatnot, coordinate their outfits, and people always ask you, you know, is it cheaper? It definitely is. I don't have to go to the store. All I have to do is put them in the washer, dry them, and that's it. So hopefully that was the information you guys need to get started with clot diapering a newborn.